Did it again. All right, here we go. Take two. James Bond. History of violence. License to kill. Vendetta with Ernest Blofeld. In love with Madeline Swan. I could be speaking to my own reflection. We've made slightly different choices. No. We've just developed different methods for the same goal. Only your skills die with your body. Mine will survive long after I'm gone. And life is all about leaving something behind, isn't it? This might be a bit hard for me, but let's do our last Daniel Craig Bond review. Spoilers abound.
This is it.
This is it.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of him.
James Bond, I've made you redundant.
Not as long as there are people like you in the world.
Come on, Bond.
Well, you get your hankies out, get your cup of tea or your scotch, whatever you want. We're ready to do our final review of No Time to Die from 2021 and our final review of all of our Daniel Craig Bond films, courtesy of JJ. I'm glad you have never seen these because it was such a splendid time, not only doing this with you, but like just watching these again and exploring them a little deeper and seeing them on my home theater that I didn't have previously. So appreciate it.
Yeah, man, these have been so fun. And yeah, this was a great send-off, which we'll talk about. And yeah, I got emotional at the end of watching this. These are really well done movies, and I love the Daniel Craig Bond.
I 100% agree. And let's just jump right into trivia, and we'll do it justice.
All right.
Let me tell you something, Pandeo.
All right, man. I only have 3 trivia points. I wanted to keep this lean because I have a couple of funny beefs and only a few puzzles, but just want to get to redemption, you know?
I hear it.
All right. Reportedly, James Bond actor Daniel Craig personally handpicked Cuban actress Ana de Armas to play Paloma in this Bond movie after working with her on Knives Out, which first released about only 4 months prior to No Time to Die was originally meant to release. And I'm really glad that you did. DC.
Great pick, DC. Great pick. Possibly #1 pick, and he crushed it.
Oh, man. He crushed it. And whatever, if there were any ulterior motives behind that, DC, I applaud you. Thank you.
That's really cool that, he vouched for her and they listened, and I think it worked out really well.
I agree. And if you've seen Knives Out, also banger film, she's great in that. Speaking of Ana de Armas, or Paloma, she was so worried that her action sequences would not be good enough with only 3 weeks of training. She has shared, I kept telling Corey, I just have 3 weeks of training. And I said it so many times, he said, say that in the movie. So her line to Bond that she had just been training for 3 weeks, more or less, was kept in the final version of the show.
Nice.
It's kind of cool.
Even more impressive on Anna. Only 3 weeks, and once again, she crushes it.
Yeah, and I feel like this is her audition tape for the ballerina dude.
Yeah.
Because her high kicks are awesome.
A lot of things awesome about her.
Yes, we won't, but we could get into a lot of really nice things about Ana de Armas.
Paloma.
Sorry, my voice cracked a little bit. Last trivia point. This is the first James Bond movie to be shot with an IMAX camera, an actual IMAX camera. Previous Bond films exhibited in IMAX theaters were converted by upscaling to the IMAX format. They were optimized for IMAX theaters. This movie was also filmed with 65mm Panavision cameras, which is very cool. So
nice. Yeah. Way to get on it, James Bond.
Yeah, there were certain IMAX scenes when we watched it on my big screen. This was the only movie that JJ and I decided to get together on and watch it live. And we toasted No Time to Die in our Spectre pod, which if you haven't heard that, go check that one out. But we toasted DC in that one. Great. Yeah, IMAX is sick. Anytime there's a big movie like this, like a blockbuster tentpole movie, you should be filming some scenes in IMAX.
Yeah, if not all.
If not all, yeah. Like all the Mission Impossible IMAX scenes are just awesome. All right. Any trivia that you may or may not have?
No, those are all good. That's next category.
All right, let's go to popcorn. Beefs.
Where's the beef? Hey, where's the beef?
I actually have some beefs. Okay.
I got some beefs. Yeah, let's hear your beefs.
Christoph Waltz. Okay, I slid some trivia points into beefs, but they're beefs for me as I was doing my research. His return as the villain Ernest Stavro Blofeld was supposed to be a secret and a surprise for moviegoers. What was that? Did you just belch?
I didn't do anything.
I heard a...
Oh, maybe it was I got a message. Maybe it was my phone vibrating.
Oh, okay. I may leave that in. I may cut it out. We'll see.
Yeah, probably cut that.
I can't remember what I was talking about.
We're talking about Blofeld.
Okay. However, Blofeld or Christoph Waltz was spotted on the lot at Pinewood Studios during principal photography, where Waltz allegedly said to some passerbys something like, "You haven't seen me." Once the secret was out, Waltz's appearance in the movie became part of the picture's publicity and promotion, with him appearing in credits and in trailers. That's a beef, dude.
Yeah, well, for me, I didn't know he was going to be in this one. Like, I didn't care about that. So that was, I mean, it was a really cool scene for me. I was unaware.
Oh my gosh, that is true. You're probably the only human who didn't know that he was in this.
I didn't know. Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh.
That interrogation scene is so awesome.
Oh man, I love it so much. And I mean, you were the guy that didn't know it was coming. That must have been insane.
Yeah, I have no beefs.
That's so good. Yeah, you were the only non-beef for that scene. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure other people. There's got to be some few of us that don't know about it. Well, yeah.
All right, so here's my next two beefs, and it's like a weird, lean but yet meaty beef. So
okay,
we've talked about it a couple times across all these pods about how Daniel Craig's on again, off again relationship with Bond. Okay, but here's a controversial interview that Daniel Craig had with Time Out, published on October 7th of 2015. They reported that Daniel Craig said about making another James Bond film after Spectre, quote, "I'd rather break this glass and slash my wrists." And then he goes on to say, no, not at the moment. No, not at all. That's fine. I'm over it at the moment. We're done. All I want to do is move on. I haven't given any thought for at least a year or two. I just don't want to think about it. I don't know what the next step is. I have no idea. Not because I'm trying to be cagey. Who the F knows? At the moment, we're done. I'm not in discussion with anybody about anything. If I did another Bond movie, it would only be for the money.
Jeez.
The interviewer continues to ask him if he cares who plays the Bond after him. And we've already seen a tweet recently that he just sent out. He says,
I don't care.
No, he tells this interview, look, I don't give a F. And then he says, good luck to them. All I care about is that if I stop doing these things, we've left it in a good place and people pick it up and make it better. Make it better. That's all. So
DC was spicy in 2015. 2015,
not enjoying Bond. Maybe that's why we waited so long.
Yeah.
Here's where my beef is like it's a confused beef. Like when you're angry and you're like, I don't really know why I'm angry. You sent me, was it today or yesterday, a short clip of Daniel Craig talking to the crew on his final shot of No Time to Die.
Yeah, it came up on my YouTube feed, which apparently showing me Bond stuff now, so it knows we've been talking about it.
Yeah, the T1000 has been listening, and all we get is Bond stuff in our YouTube feeds.
Yeah, but in the interview, he's toasting the crew, and he just says, "It's been the privilege of my life to work with you guys, and I know there's been some things in the media, but I loved it, and I love you guys." And it was really nice. A good toast.
Yeah, so maybe that 6 years he had some time to think about, like, I really like this. But
yeah, I think he's just lashing out back in 2015. He was just tired of it, and after 10 years, but glad he came back.
Yeah, it's funny. I looked into this a little deeper, and the last scene was shot at Pinewood Studios, the traditional home of the Bond film. Producer Michael G. Wilson recalled the feeling on set by saying, "It was late at night, and usually people go home when they're done, but everyone came back to set. It wasn't a party atmosphere exactly, but it was a special moment, and people wanted to be there. They called Wrapped, and Daniel said some beautiful words that you just mentioned, and everyone was tearful and hugging. We were all sorry to see this era end. It was very emotional for the crew."
Yeah, like I love having closure like that, so... Yeah. Props to DC for coming back around, and I'm sure he got paid a shitload of money too. So
yeah, I didn't find the stat on that for this time, but I'm sure it was just a truck full of money.
Yeah, just backing it up to his garage.
So I have two more personal beefs, and
yeah, I mean these are all personal.
That's true. If we're getting personal about my personal beefs, they are all personal. My next beef is we had to wait 6 years for this one. I know that 2 of those were caused by COVID. Okay, I get it. But do I got to wait 6 years or more for another Bond? We're almost to 2025, son. Where's my Bond?
Yeah, for me, this is like your personal beef, not mine. I'm fine with the way I like it. I like reset the character for some time.
I know, but here's my proposal then to you. I propose, okay, yeah, let's say we're okay with the 6, hopefully not more than 6 years that we got to wait for another Bond. But once we get a Bond, I need a Bond every 3 years.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. I don't need to wait 4 to 5 to 6 years for the next Bond movie to come out. Like you put on the coat, make some Bonds, man.
Yeah, like I think Craig did it kind of perfect, just a little longer, but 5 movies and however many years was it? 15 years?
It was longer. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that was perfect. A 5 movie stretch is I'd be down with that. I'd be even down for a trilogy. Like if some guy's like, hey, I only want to do 3 of these, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, same director would be really cool.
Ooh, yeah, that would be really cool. Have like a really interesting story arc again for three films or something.
Yeah, I'm in.
Let's talk about the death. We're here. we gotta do it.
Raise your glasses.
Is it a beef? Have we had enough time to process it, and we're now in the next stage of grief, and we're okay with it? Like, what are your thoughts on the death?
Oh, for me, there's no beef at all. I think it's a satisfying send off to like DC and the character.
Yeah, and the only reason why I bring it up in beefs because I also agree with you. But when I first saw it in IMAX, I was bummed, dude. I was like hurt. I was like, dude,
yeah,
you can't kill him, man. We got to have another one. I know he's not going to be the one, but. And then after I lived with it, I was like, you know what? That's right. It felt right later. And then watching it again with you, I was like, this is how it needs to end.
Yeah, I was, like I mentioned, like emotional watching it because I was not expecting it. I told you before we watched it, like I'm predicting he rides off in the sunset. And
by the way,
did.
This might be creeping into puzzles, but how in the balls did you not get that spoiled to you in your life?
It's amazing. Like, because I feel like I'm pretty, it doesn't sound like it, but pretty with it.
Yeah.
As far as like things entertainment wise and movies. But yeah, I'm really thankful that did not get spoiled somehow.
Yeah,
because I was late to the Harry Potter game too, and there were some spoilers I got on that for sure.
Yeah.
But no Bond spoilers, so sweet.
I'm still kind of pissed at a neighbor kid that spoiled something for my son when we were reading Harry Potter, I kind of wanted to punch him.
Yeah. Go cast a spell on him, dude. Now that the listeners have had a heart attack.
All right, you ready to? What are your beefs? Give me your beefs.
All right, I got some beefs, bro.
All right.
My biggest beef, and you tell me how you feel about this, is the villain. I just think Freddie Mercury he's good, but it's the Bond finale. Like, I need him to be great.
I agree, and I wish I had more time to think about this, but we've had some really great bangers of villains.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah, it's coming from Javier to Waltz, and then you have this, Freddie Mercury. It's just kind of a letdown. And like, once again, he's not that bad.
No, he's not
bad. Finale, I want a great, great villain. And like, I had beef with, he's not connected to Bond at all. He's connected to Madeline Swan.
Correct.
I had some beef over that there's really no personal connection to Bond in this finale.
I agree. I feel like that's why you and I both resonated more with both the scene in No Time to Die with Blofeld in the cage and also the whole of Spectre, because it was a personal connection.
I thought Spectre was going to be a good send-off given that the villain and his connection, but I'm really glad they made this movie because I think the send-off is way better.
Yeah.
Safin, the villain's motive, I just felt like was all over the place. I want revenge, and then he's like, at the end, he's like, I'm going to destroy the world. So, I don't know, just some beef with the villain is all I'm saying.
I like that. I can appreciate that beef.
All right. And then I got some personal beefs.
We've talked about personal. Let's give it.
These are personal beefs. I need more Felix, Jeffrey Wright in these Bond movies.
Yeah. My voice cracked because I was sad. I was sad about it.
I was super sad.
Oh, so sad. There's another death. I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, he dies, bro. And he's his brother. Bond missions in it. I've only lost a brother once. His name was Felix.
That hit hard.
But sorry to bring it up, but Jeffrey Wright, I just need more of him in the Bond franchises. I feel like they didn't give him enough to do and enough scenes in these 5 films as a whole.
I agree. I love that he's bald. I love that he's kind of fat, but he can hold his own, Like, I love that about him.
My last personal beef, which I know you're going to agree with, is we need more Ana de Armas, bro.
Oh, my gosh. Those 15 minutes it was like I had dessert in the middle of my meal.
Yeah, and I just feel like she had the best chemistry with Bond and in the shortest amount of time compared to like all the other Bond women.
Correct. I would love a team up with those guys.
I'm in. And then if they want to have relations at night, like, sure, we're in for that too.
Yeah, if you want to keep the camera rolling for a little bit, we'll be there.
So this is just beefs. I just need more Felix and more Ana.
Okay, here's something that it will lighten your beef. Okay. We talked about a TC-DC, Tom Cruise, Daniel Craig team up spy movie. Remember that?
If you want to make the greatest movie ever, yeah.
What if we had the trio, the Trinity, DC, TC, and AA?
That's some heavy company put AA with those two.
I don't care. Give them to me.
ADA?
Yeah, give them all those to me.
She can be a character. I'm fine with her.
All right, thank you.
Sounds like that movie would make trillions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct. Any other beefs?
Those are all, my man.
All right, man. Let's get into popcorn puzzles.
A sphincter says what? What? A sphincter says what? What? Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, man. I've got a couple puzzles that were mainly solved for me. Maybe you'll like them. I don't know.
Let's hear them.
I was just curious, since the release, which I haven't seen it yet. I know I'll get some backlash for this, but I'm looking forward to watching The Penguin on Max. But
yeah, Colin Farrell.
I've just been really intrigued by makeup artists and how long it takes to put it on, because it does change people, especially Colin Farrell. But Guess how long it took to apply the facial scars of Mr. Robot?
Ooh, how long?
2.5 hours daily.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
But I wanted to know, so popcorn puzzle solved.
I feel like he could have even been more scarred. I was fine with pump those numbers up. Get him under the cure for 5 hours. I want to see that guy super scarred up.
Yeah, give me a Blofeld milky eye. Like, give me maybe half of your head. There's no hair because it won't grow there anymore. Or maybe you even have a metal plate there. Let's put some metal on. I don't know.
All good ideas.
Yeah, they could have gone a little farther with that makeup.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. Roboto, his mask, I was very intrigued by it when I first saw it. It was eerie. It was unique. I hadn't seen anything like it. And apparently that type of mask is known as a no. N-O-H. No. Or maybe no. Maybe it's a no. But they are made by carving from blocks of Japanese cypress and then later painted with natural pigments. The similarity of the words no and no contributed to the belief prior to release that Malik's character was a new incarnation of Dr. Julius No from the very first Bond film.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't pick that up.
Yeah, no. But
no.
to your earlier beef, though, that really plays into the fact that kind of a weaker villain of the 5 films.
And once again, he's like the same age as the kid in that scene where he's wearing the mask. So
correct.
But the mask is kind of cool, though. I do like the mask.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I liked it pre getting broken, and then I liked it even more post broken.
Yeah.
And that scene with Léa Ledoux, with her opening the box towards the end of the film, the latter half of the film, pretty cool.
Yeah, great scene.
Really kind of terrifying. Here's a puzzle that will never be solved. Daniel Craig told GQ magazine that there were 4 versions of No Time to Die.
Whoa.
They obviously went with the one we have, but it's kind of interesting to think about what else could have happened. What were they thinking about? Kind of interesting.
Well, there's one he's going to live and go off to the girl. Maybe there's one he's going to live and just go off on his own. Maybe the girl dies.
There's a recurring theme here that you want him to live.
I'm just thinking of what the other options, bro. I mean, he's gone.
I know, he's gone. Man, that was tough. Any puzzles that you have?
I have some puzzles. You can help me solve this first puzzle. And now that I'm like kind of saying it, I don't know if I want to know, but has a 007 ever died before?
No, never. This is the first time.
Okay, yeah. All right, puzzle solved.
Yeah, people were super pissed. I had to wade through so many reviews last week. All of them were pissed about the death. They were just like, why would you do that? Yeah,
I think it's
fine.
I think, once again, it's a proper send-off. Blaze of Glory.
Yeah, very cool.
Other puzzle is, how do you go about getting a poison garden? Is that something like you hire out? Do you make your own poison garden?
Put it on Postmates to get some plants to you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great puzzle.
I don't know. It kind of sounds cool, to be honest.
Yeah, and I do like his kind of supervillain vibe of the Japanese Zen sand that are like combed around all the
that is a really dope layer.
Yeah, that was kind of elite. The layer of this villain for sure. The best, I think. Second to maybe Blofeld is Blofeld. I like it, but like the one Javier Bardem's was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I even like the Quantum of Solace desert layer.
That's true. Yeah. Some good villain layers in these films.
Yeah. I like the layers. And then my last puzzle is, can we not get just a bubble for Bond? Can he not be like Bubble Bond? Because once he's infected, he can't touch his girls, and Q can't just invent something for this guy. Like, he's got to go. Yeah,
like, can we give him some special, gloves? Can we give him some gloves? Some haptic gloves where when he touches you can feel it.
Yeah, or like Bubble Boy, like put him in the bubble.
Yeah, Bubble Boy. Like give me Bubble Bond.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, There's a lot of ways we could have saved him, and I like those thoughts.
I guess I should have said this with the first one, but the first time we're talking about it, has there ever been a Bond with a kid?
Bond has been married before, and they take a lot of homages to On Her Majesty's Secret Service with Lazenby, who only did one Bond film. He was married in that, but she gets killed as well.
No children.
No hanky-panky, even though there's lots of hanky-panky.
The little girl has his eyes, pretty much, so...
Yeah, when she said she has your eyes and he says, I know. I was like, oh.
Heartstrings.
They were pulled.
Those are all my puzzles, my man.
All right. Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
I have exorcised the demons.
Popcorn Redemption, our last category of our last DC film. What do you like about this film? I mean, we've been... I feel like this whole pod has been redemption, but is there any additional redemption you'd like to shine on?
Yeah, I got some things we can talk about. First off, just some really cool scenes in this. The number one, though, the barrel scene, the real life barrel scene is incredible.
It's really cool. You and I both looked at each other like, whoa, that is very cool.
Yeah, that was really dope. We talked about the Italian motorcycle jump.
Oh,
that whole scene when he's on the bridge, I think is really well done.
That location alone is wild and beautiful and cinematic. Just really cool.
The exploding grave, I thought was really done. And then... and
the audio design on that, great.
The party scene with all the bleeding eyes, I was just thinking, well, this is unique. I've never seen something like this before.
Yeah, it was like Le Chiffre on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. And then the cinematography, the best shot I think is besides the gun barrel one, is when they're breaking into that spy building and it's that sunset and they go from the outside, I think was just really beautiful.
Yeah, dude.
The staircase scene, man. The continuous shot, he's fighting all the Sapin henchmen as he climbs the stairs. I think that's so badass.
And he gets shot multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once again, it's just so proper to the character. This character gets beat up. It's realistic, like we've talked about.
Yeah. Man, you're just making me want to go watch this right now, man.
It's really good. And then other redemptions, the technology in this we've kind of talked about, but I was a big fan of the nanotech, the DNA virus. I thought was really cool.
I agree.
The magnets.
Oh, yeah, the magnets.
Yeah. He's following the building, the spy infiltration building, then the magnets catch them, and the scientists.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah, so some cool technology. And then, the coolest car, I think, of the series, the Aston Martin DB5.
It's one of the most beautiful cars, old classic cars. So beautiful.
Yeah. It was the headlights when, the miniguns come out. Just so cool to see that.
That really made me nostalgic for the old Bond films, but also awesome that he really used that car to its fullest extent.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see what else can this car do?
Yeah, and that guy, the sound design too, when he's coming up with the gun and he's shooting in the same spot and there's just tiny bits of glass coming out and he's just staring straight ahead, not even thinking. And then once he's like, all right, I guess I'm going to believe you. And then we're going to get out of here.
And speaking of sound, the music, the score by our boy Hans.
Oh man.
Hans
Zimmer. I love you, Hans Zimmer.
Legend.
Yeah. There's
a lot to like about this movie.
I kind of cherry-picked 3 things that really kind of resonated with me with Daniel Craig and this movie in particular. I read about this trivia point that I pulled out for Redemption, and this kind of epitomizes what I think about Daniel Craig in this role. It says, after having gotten injured on earlier Bond movies, multiple times. We've talked about that before. So he injured his ankle by slipping during the shoot in Jamaica in May of 2019, requiring minor surgery. He said in a 2021 interview that the accident was so unnecessary as he wasn't performing a stunt or anything physically dramatic. He just tripped over whilst walking and broke his ankle. The media at the time reported that he was performing an action scene. I just like that he was performing an action scene, and Daniel Craig's like, dude, I just slipped. It's no big deal. Like, that's just kind of how he was with Bond. I'm going to do it my way. I don't care. I might lie to you, to the press. Like, I don't care. This is what I'm going to do. And I really like that. It really kind of resonated with me, and it really bled into the character of how he played him. So I really like that.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that's what he brought to this character, which I love.
The other thing that sticks out to me is, of the movie's No Time to Die title, producer Barbara Broccoli has said, "We were struggling to find a name. We wanted a title that wouldn't give away anything, but would be understandable, and after you see the movie, have a deeper resonance, because that's often what Ian Fleming titles are all about." And I agree. Like, what a cool title that really encapsulates what this film was, and I love that it has even more meaning right after you see it.
Yeah, I mean, the last lines, it gives it meaning when he's talking to Madeline Swan, when he realizes, like, they have no time to die, and it's him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really poignant, really cool. Just a lot of weaving there that just is awesome.
And that's the one thing, too, like, I love about the DC Bonds or the names. Well, besides Quantum of Solace, they all have, like, really, really great names.
Correct.
Skyfall, Spectre, like, so good.
Casino Royale.
Yeah.
So my last redemption, and this is kind of encapsulating the movie too, is the porcelain Royal Dalton Union Jack Bulldog statuette, which M gave James Bond as a present in Skyfall, can be seen just before James uncovers his Aston Martin V8 Vantage in his garage. The British flag Bulldog figurine is seen at the bottom right hand corner of the scene, and I picked it up, and that really, like, if I could just have an item that kind of represents Bond and Daniel Craig's Bond, is that little bulldog, because it's broken. You can see when they remade it, there's these little cracks in it because it got broken, and M repaired it and then brought it back to the new base and then gifted it to James after she passed. Just a really cool, like, symbol of the film, and just love this movie.
Yeah, I agree on all fronts, and I love how it's a little Easter egg in every movie. Mm-hmm. You can see it in the background of, at least one time.
Yeah. My voice cracked
You're
again.
Really emotional, bro. It's okay.
Do you have any more redemption before we get into our rating?
As a series as a whole, I just really enjoyed these a lot more than what I was going to. I just appreciated the locations, the set pieces. I really love that each Bond has a unique opening sequence and song.
Yeah.
And really cool graphics. The gadgets, the cars, the suits, the drinks, the women, the villains, and then just DC as a whole. I just want to toast to him because he's my Bond. Like, that's who I'm going to consider Bond. And his swagger, and like we've talked about, like you said, he's more grounded, but he's realistic. And for all his faults, like, I just love him. Love this character.
Yeah.
So
super
thanks for
cool.
Having me, and like it's been a joy.
Yeah, thanks, dude. And I said it before, but yeah, pretty cool sequence, pretty cool series that we've got now, and we can always go back. We've got the physical copies. We can watch them whenever we need them. Rating?
What's your rating for this? Yeah.
This one was a tough one because I'm looking at it as a series, as I'm finishing this film. I don't feel like I can, you know what? I don't care. This is my show. I'm giving it a golden bucket, dude.
Yeah.
I was thinking that I can't, if I'm looking at all five together, I can't give two golden buckets, but I don't care. I'm giving it a golden bucket. I love it.
Damn it. I'm giving it a golden bucket too, then. Because I was thinking about it. But, as a whole, and given the proper send-off, like, give this a golden bucket.
Yeah, baby. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really cool.
Give one to DC.
Yeah, that one was for you, DC.
Give one to Dame Judi Dench and Jeffrey Wright and the Fallen Comrades.
Yeah. We love you. All right. Is there anything else before we sign off?
As a whole of the series, the top 5, your top 5 would be what? I like in order.
If we need to rank this.
Yeah, because I bet ours it's going to be different.
All right. I'm going to rank, because I gave golden buckets to 2 films, if I have to split pubic hairs here, I'm going to go for Skyfall number 1, No Time to Die number 2, and then I'm going Casino Royale number 3, Spectre number 4. Oh, man, I don't know. I might go Spectre number 3, Casino Royale number 4, and Quantum of Solace number 5. That's it.
Wow. All right. I love it. I'm very similar. I'm going to go Skyfall number 1 and then Casino Royale 2.
Ooh, I like that.
And I know I just gave No Time to Die a golden bucket and it deserves it, but I might put Spectre ahead of it.
Spectre has a lot of really good.
I love Spectre.
Really good.
I know I didn't give that a golden bucket, but once again, Skyfall, CR, Spectre, No Time to Die, and then Quantum of Solace got to be 5.
Yeah, that's kind of low for No Time to Die, but I get your math there if we were using terms from last week. Yeah,
we crunched the numbers. It all works out.
It all works out. But overall, like if you look at this, like QOS, as we call it, isn't a number 5. It's really good. Like, it's a good movie, especially when you watch it with Casino Royale. So the ranking is forced, but as a series, this is awesome.
100%. Yeah, it's because QOS sucks and on the bottom, but somebody had to be on the bottom at these 5 great movies.
Yes, I love that. Somebody had to be on the bottom.
Just QOS.
Yeah. Well, can I do MI6 people salute? Can we give a salute to DC?
Salute T with their T.
I'll put in a soundbite of us popping that delicious Mountain Dew Pitch Black. And we're going to pop this in celebration of Daniel Craig. Ready for this?
Cheers.
Oh, is that some ASMR for you or what? Wow, that hits really good.
So good. PB.
Which, by the way, is sponsoring this full pod.
I forgot about our sponsors.
Yeah, here's our soundbite for that. And this podcast is brought to you by Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Thanks again, man.
Thanks to our sponsor, the Aston Martin.
Aston Martin also sponsored this pod. Correct.
Yeah.
Anna de Armas is a sponsor of this. Just herself. She's sponsoring the pod. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, great sponsor.
Oh, man. I just I'm talking right now because I just don't want it to end.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a great journey. So glad that I got to do this. And these were way more enjoyable than I was anticipating because I was a big Mission Impossible guy. And I just came away with this, respect to DC and, the Bond franchise.
I agree.
So I might go back and check some Brosnans and we'll see from there.
I invite you to the guy who directed Casino Royale. I just forgot his name. Also directed GoldenEye, which is
I need to check some GoldenEye out.
Very great, and it also is kind of a connection to you and I played 007 GoldenEye quite a bit, the multiplayer. And you'll like that. So that's a good place to start.
Nice. I think it's a good place to end, to wrap up where we are now and where we started with Bond or GoldenEye days. So
I love that. That's it. That's it for this week. That's it for this series. But I am with you always. I love movies and would love it if you share the love. Share this with the movie lover in your life. I made it. If you made it this far, go give us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I command thee. And as always, thanks for listening. And thanks to my special guest, the man that started this series, my Call of Duty brother at arms. God bless Texas JJ. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me. Hope JJ Blofeld go return.
Ah, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I love it, dude. I'm not sure what's on the horizon for the show, but this is coming out on Christmas Eve. So I wish you a Merry Christmas or a holiday, whatever you celebrate. And I'll see you at the movies. But remember, when you watch movies, you can pop off, pop in, or pop out, but always bring the popcorn.